Standing here with quarterbacks coach Tavita Pritchard. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing
Yeah,
great.
we had some good kind of laughs before we got started.
Yes.
So let's just get right to it. Jaden Daniels is like a hot topic. There's never a day I go into my social media feed and do not see a Jaden Daniels post.
Yes.
So what has it been like coaching and a talent like Jaden?
Jaden's a joy to work with. He really is. You know, and the way he comes to work every day, the competitor he is, the connector he is. You know, it's been a lot of fun to be around and see him lead. You know, see him really kind of put his stamp on this franchise in just a year. You know, and so it's been fun. Both kind of in the macro, you know, but also just being in our quarterback room, you know, and getting to kind of, you know, hear his thoughts, hear how he thinks about the game, as well as with the rest of the guys, you know, Marcus Mariota, Sam Hartman, Josh Johnson, just hearing those guys interact, hearing kind of how we get down in there, you know, has been a lot of fun as well.
And so maybe you already saw my script because I was going to ask you about the quarterback's room and see how
we're vibing, you know.
See how you all get down. I mean, oftentimes you don't see four quarterbacks, right? And everybody was four last year, right? It's still four right now. So talk a little bit about that, about the importance of having that continuity across the quarterback's room.
Yeah, I think continuity is important in general. You know, but specifically when you talk about, you know, an offensive system and a quarterback existing in that, just to know what to expect, right? Just to know, hey, here's how we attack people, here's the structure, here's how we call plays, here's the snap count, here's the progressions. You know, I mean, I think being able to walk into that in year two for Jaden goes a long way, you know, and I was just talking about this with somebody else, but even just the foundation of the trust that we have, the relationship that we've built, you know, not just Jaden and I, but with Marcus, with Sam, with David Blau, with Brian, with Cliff. You know, there's just so much synergy that can take place more immediately when you have that foundation of trust. You know, and so I think being where we are now, it's been fun to kind of start at this place, you know, once everyone got back, because we did have that strong foundation built.
So last season we heard a bit about this staff and your collaborative approach. So from your role as the quarterback's coach, what does that collaborative approach look like? Just an example.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one example is, and you know, it's part of Cliff's philosophy, and I know it comes from Coach Mike Leach, and just like how interactive he is with the players, and therefore us on just like, hey, how do you guys think about this footwork? Maybe the drop on a certain player to throw a certain route. And so he's very open to, you know, different ideas from different people with different backgrounds in different offenses. And so I think when you approach it that way, you know, I love the quote, like, all of us are smarter than one of us, right? It's like you could have one person that's extremely knowledgeable in one thing or extremely knowledgeable in general in football, but like he's not smarter than his knowledge plus his, you know. So I think that idea really persists throughout our staff. And obviously the tone is set by DQ and then Cliff, you know, to be able to say and have that lack of an ego to say, hey, man, like, I want your ideas. I want to hear your thoughts.
And so this season then, right, I mean, you have three of your four quarterbacks are going into year two. You have one, you know, Josh Johnson, who's come in. But what do you want to see more of from the quarterback room?
From the group? What do I want to see more of? You know, I think the really interesting thing about the dynamic about the quarterback position is, as we know, there's one out there, right? And so there's you really have to develop the ability to compete in an atmosphere where it's not like other spots where it's like, hey, there's going to be 4 D linemen out there, so we're all competing for plays. It's like, well, there's one quarterback out there. You know, so my short answer is I want to see our guys continue to compete, you know, so that we can just keep getting better every single day. And really that's what it becomes at the quarterback position. It's like, hey, what do I need to work on? What's the thing that I need to go out there and prove today in practice or in this stretch of OTAs so that I can get that 1% better. You know, so it's staying competitive at a position where it's a little bit different in how you have to think about it, you know. And I appreciate our room and their approach, but that's what I would say is just continue to do that.
And so with that, that was going to be my last one, but I thought about something else.
Yeah.
Last season, and I'm sure you were on the sideline, so you know way more than I do. We're sitting upstairs, and y'all are down there. The last regular season game, the Dallas game, and Marcus comes in.
Yep.
And I asked Jaden about this in the press conference because it seemed like he was the biggest Commanders fan in AT&T Stadium. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at Jaden. So when you see that relationship and how it grows, of course, everyone, you know, it went viral about, you know, the Atlanta Falcons game, all of that. For you as a coach, how does that make you feel? Because there's always conversations about someone coming to take someone's job or competition within the room in a negative way. So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I think the other quote that makes me think of is like being competitive and not combative. You know, like that being a value, because like we're all extremely competitive. I mean, everyone in that quarterback room, to the point where, you know, whether it's cards or darts or throwing it into the net or into the bucket, like we're going to compete. But that doesn't also have to mean that we're butting heads with each other. You know, that process can be, going back, it can be a collaborative one. It can be one where like we know why we're competing. We're competing to make each other better. You know, and so I think what you're seeing there is the fruits of a lot of hard work and intentionality to build those real relationships and those real connections. Because when they do see each other out there, when Jaden sees Marcus out there, or Marcus does walk up to Jaden, like it makes me feel good as a coach. That's something that we've built, you know, that we've helped build and cultivate that trust, that relationship, that those guys can pour into each other that way when the other one's on the field. And there's an immense amount of trust that takes place in those moments.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.